Hi dear students, my name is Camilla Morcanti and I am a high school teacher. In this video, you will have a global test that covers units from 6 to 10 that are included in your textbook, Visa to the World. This global test is for common core students, all streams. So first we're going to start with comprehension. Let's read the text. Jennifer and her children live in St. Paul. She is from Somalia. She came to the US 5 years ago. Many things are different in America. American food is very different from Somali food. You can buy junk food with fat, sugar, and oil. Americans don't walk as much as people in Somalia. You can drive a car or take the bus. Jennifer sees many overweight people in America. Jennifer's children like junk food. They like to eat hamburgers and French fries. She does too. She notices that she gains weight in America. Her children like to watch TV. They do not go outside to play. Jennifer doesn't walk very much because she has a car. Jennifer goes to the doctor. The doctor says she has to eat more fruits and vegetables. He says that too much junk food like chips, fries and sugar is bad for her health. He tells her that she needs to get more exercise. He says that too much fat and not enough exercise is bad for her. It is bad for her children too. Jennifer doesn't know if the doctor is right or wrong. Now let's move to comprehension questions. The first question is, are these statements true or false? Justify. So please, you have to justify whether you have the answer true or false. So the first statement is, Jennifer has children. B, Jennifer is from Ethiopia. C, American food is the same as Somali food. And D, people walk more in Somalia. Okay, let's go back to the text and look for the answers. So in the first sentence in the text, you have Jennifer and her children live in St. Paul. Her children. So her is a possessive adjective that refers to Jennifer, which means that we're talking about the children of Jennifer. In other words, Jennifer has children. Concerning B, Jennifer is from Ethiopia. It's clear in the second sentence that she is from Somalia. She's not from Ethiopia. Okay? And C, American food is the same as Somali food. Here in line 3, we have American food is very different from Somali food, so it is not similar to it. And indeed, we have people walk more in Somalia. So, if we go to line 4 here, we have Americans don't walk as much as people in Somalia, which means that people in Somalia walk more than people in America. So, let's do the exercise. Jennifer has children. The answer is true. Jennifer and her children live in St. Paul. This is the justification. B, Jennifer is from Ethiopia. It's false. She is from Somalia. American food is the same as Somali food. False. American food is very different from Somali food. And D, people walk more in Somalia. It is true, because in the text we have Americans don't walk as much as people in Somalia. Okay, so let's move to question number 2. Choose the correct answer. The doctor says, eat less junk food or vegetables. Junk food is a kind of food that is rich in calories, okay, from fat and sugar. He says, exercise more or less. Exercise means practice sport. So what should Jennifer do? Should she exercise or she shouldn't? Okay? Number 3, too much sugar is good or bad. Let's go back to the text. So here we have Jennifer goes to the doctor. The doctor says she has to eat more fruits and vegetables. He says that too much junk food like chips, fries and sugar is bad for her health. So it's clear that sugar is not good for her health, okay? Which means that she eats less sugar, okay? And also junk food here is also bad for her health, okay? Which means that she should eat less junk food, okay? And she should eat more fruits and vegetables. And then he tells her that she needs to get more exercise, which means that she should practice sport. Okay, so now let's do the exercise. The doctor says eat less. The right answer is junk food. He says exercise more. Too much sugar is it good or bad? It is bad, of course. Okay, now let's move to the question number 3. Answer the following questions from the text. Why doesn't Jennifer walk very much? What did the doctor advise her to do? Did the doctor convince Jennifer? Okay, let's go back to the text and look for the answers. Okay, so here we have, in the second paragraph, the last sentence, we have Jennifer doesn't walk very much because she has a car. So she uses the car a lot and she doesn't walk, okay? She doesn't walk a lot. And in question number 2, what did the doctor advise her to do? As we have just seen, he advised her to eat more fruits and vegetables and to eat less junk food and to exercise more, okay? And the last question is, did the doctor convince Jennifer? Okay, so if we look at the last sentence in this text, we have Jennifer doesn't know if the doctor is right or wrong, which means that the doctor did not convince her. Okay, so let's answer the questions. So 1, why doesn't Jennifer walk very much? She doesn't walk very much because she has a car. Number 2, what did the doctor advise her to do? He advised her to eat more fruits and vegetables and less junk food and to exercise more. Number 3, did the doctor convince Jennifer? No, he didn't. She doesn't know if he is right or wrong. Now let's move to grammar exercises. Number 1, choose the correct word from the box to complete the sentence. Here we have models. Okay, the first model is must. We use must when we express obligation or a strong necessity. Mustn't when we express prohibition, something that you must not do. For example, people must not smoke in hospital, for example. Okay. May, we use may for asking or giving permission, and also when we express possibility. May not when you refuse to give a permission or when you're not sure about something. Okay. So here we have lack of possibility. Has to, here we have strong necessity, and doesn't have to, here we have lack of necessity. Okay, doesn't have to is like needn't. Okay, so let's do the following exercise. If you have a terrible headache, you see a doctor. So which model are we going to use? The right answer is must. If you have a terrible headache, it means your head really aches you, so it's really very necessary to see a doctor. B, teacher, I go out please. So here it's clear that is a student who is asking for permission, okay, because he wants to go out. So when we ask for permission, there are 2 models that we can use. We either use may or can. Can when we have an informal context. For example, you're talking to your friend or a family member, but if you're talking to your teacher, so you have to show a kind of respect and politeness. And the right answer here is may. Teacher, may I go out please? So see, the baby is sleeping. You make much noise. The right answer is you mustn't make much noise. So here we have prohibition. You must not make a noise, because if you make noise, you're going to wake up the baby. D, today is Sunday. Hakim doesn't have to get up early. So here we have lack of necessity. It's not necessary for Hakim to get up early because it's Sunday. He's not working, he doesn't have school. It's okay if he gets up late. Now let's move to exercise number 2, complete with and, but, so, or because. A, she is clever, beautiful. Here clever is something good, something positive, and beautiful also is something good. So the linking word that we need here is the one that expresses addition. Okay, and the right answer is and. She is clever and beautiful. B, I work hard. I want to pass the test. So why do I work hard? Here I'm going to give a reason. So the right answer is because I work hard because I want to pass the test. C, I do not want to miss the train. I wake up early in the morning. So I do not want to miss the train. What is the result? What should I do? I wake up early. So the right linking word that we're going to use here is so. I do not want to miss the train, so I wake up early in the morning. D, Patrick can play the violin. He can't play the piano. Here we have contrast. He can do something, but he can't do another thing. So the linking word that we're going to use here is but. Patrick can play the violin, but he can't play the piano. Number 3, put the verbs between brackets in the correct form. A, yesterday Karim be TV when his father came. So the right answer is yesterday Karim was watching TV when his father came. Here we have yesterday, so it's clear that we're talking about the past. We're going to use a past tense. Karim was watching TV. Here we use the past continuous because we have a long action that was interrupted with another short one. Okay, we have Karim was watching TV when his father came. B, I do not my homework yet because I just came back home from school. So the right answer is I haven't done my homework yet because I have just come back from school. Here we use the perfect tense. Why? Because we have yet, which is a time indicator. Okay, so there are some time expressions like yet, never, ever, already, just. Whenever we have them, you know that we're going to use the perfect tense. Okay, and because I have just come back home from school, we have just, which is another time indicator, and also here we have an action that has just happened, a very recent action. That's why we use the present perfect. And as you know, the present perfect, we use the verb to have, that is have or has, plus the past participle of the verb. And then see, where spend you your last holiday? So the answer is, where did you spend your last holiday? It's clear that we're talking about a specific time in the past, okay? And when we ask a question in the past, we use the auxiliary did, okay? And then the noun or pronoun, and then the main verb. I go to Spain 2 years ago and I visit the Alhambra. So here we have 2 years ago. We also here have specific time in the past. So I went to Spain 2 years ago and I visited the Alhambra. Here went and here visited. So as you know, we have two kinds of verbs. We have regular and irregular verbs. Concerning regular verbs like visited, we just add ed to the verb, like played, like worked, etc. Concerning irregular verbs, the whole verb changes, okay, like go, went, for example, understand, understood, drink, drank, okay, sleep, slept, and so on. So irregular verbs, you have just to take them by heart. F, I work on this project for more than 7 hours yesterday. What do you think? The right answer is, I was working on this project for more than 7 hours yesterday. Here 7 hours is really a very long time, okay, in the past. That's why we use the past continuous. Now let's move to the next exercise. Put the words between brackets in the correct form. So here we're going to change the word into a noun, a verb, an adjective, or an adverb. It depends on its position in the sentence. Number 1, you must work hard if you want to success. No, here we need a verb, okay? So if you want to succeed. My favorite music instrument is the violin. Music instrument? No. Here we need an adjective that describes the word instrument. And the adjective of music is musical instrument. Number 3, when the comedian told the joke, the whole auditorium was filled with, here we need a noun, so the noun of laugh is laughter. 4, the headmaster gave us, so we need a noun another time, and the noun for permit is permission. The headmaster gave us permission to leave classes early. 5, fill in the blanks with the right reflexive pronouns. So reflexive pronouns are myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. Okay? Here Robert made this t-shirt himself. Okay? We have Robert is a boy, so we're going to use himself. Lisa did her homework herself. We had to some coke at the party, so we had ourselves. Emma, did you take the photo by yourself? I wrote this poem myself. The lion can defend, lion is an animal, so we're going to use itself. Tim and Jerry, if you want more milk, help yourselves. And we write selves with V-E-S because we have two people. We have Tim and Jerry, it's plural. Okay, and like the example that we have here, we are just self with F because we're talking just one person. 10, Alice and Doris collected the stickers themselves. Exercise number 6. Fill in the blanks with the correct word from the list below. An obstetrician, eggs, dermatologist, physicist, and prescription. So first, what does it mean, obstetrician? You know, in medicine we have different specialities, sorry. Okay, and obstetrician is a doctor that is specialized in pregnancy and childbirth. كنت خدامه يطلع لي هادي. الله. Now let's move to exercise number 6. Fill in the blanks with the correct form from the list below. Okay, so here we have words. Okay, let's go through them first. The first word is an obstetrician. What does it mean first? You know, in medicine we have different specialities. Okay, and an obstetrician is a doctor who is specialized in pregnancy and childbirth. Aches, it means hurts. Okay, when something hurts you, it aches you. Dermatologist is a doctor who is specialized in skin problem. For example, I have some spots on my face, so I should see dermatologist. A physicist is an expert in physics. Prescription, it means instruction that is given by a doctor to take medical treatment. So let's do the exercise. The first one we have the doctor gave me for some antibiotics. So which word are we going to write here? The right answer is prescription. The doctor gave me a prescription for some antibiotics. B, my back from sitting at the computer all day. So my back aches. Okay, it means it hurts me. From sitting at that computer all day. C, deals with skin problem. Skin problem, who is a dermatologist, deals with skin problem. D, cares for pregnant women and delivers babies. So here we need another doctor and he is an obstetrician. So an obstetrician cares for pregnant women and delivers babies. E, Albert Einstein he developed the theory of relativity. So he was what? He was a physicist. Okay? Now let's move to number 7. Put the words between brackets in the correct form. Here we're going to use comparatives or superlatives. Concerning comparatives, we use them when we compare two things or two people. Superlatives, we use them when we compare three things and more. Okay? Number 1, Avatar is probably bad film I've seen. So here we're comparing Avatar to all the films that I have seen. So we're going to use a superlative. And the right answer is the worst. Avatar is the worst film I've ever seen. Number 2, do you think the Harry Potter films are good than the books? So here we're comparing the Harry Potter films with the Harry Potter books. Okay? So the answer is better. Okay, so we're going to use a comparative. Number 3, who is powerful person in your country? So here we're comparing just one person to all people in my country. So here we're going to use the superlative. Who is the most powerful person in your country? Here we use most because this word has more than 2 syllables. Okay, that's why we write most. Number 4, I think Men in Black 1 was funny than Men in Black 3. So here also we're comparing two films. Okay, so we're going to use comparative. The answer is funnier. I think Men in Black 1 was funnier than Men in Black 3. 5, John is nice person that I know. Here also I'm comparing John, okay, to all people that I know, my friends, my family members, everybody. So here I'm going to use the superlative. John is the nicest person that I know. My sister thinks she is intelligent than me, but I don't agree. So here we compare just 2 people, my sister and me. So the answer is she's more intelligent than me, but I don't agree. 8, match the following words with their collocations. What does it mean, collocations? They are words that go together. For example, I can say a young boy, but I cannot say a yellow boy. No, I can say a yellow car. Yes, I cannot say a young car. Okay? So let's find the collocations of these words. We have money, travel, police, microwave, and contagious. And the collocations, second words we have illness, investment, agency, session, and oven. So money, do we say money illness? No, I don't think so. Money investment? Yes. Investment, money investment, it means when you invest your money in a project. Travel, agency. Okay, so if you want to travel, you can go to a travel agency to get information and so on. Police, station. Station is clear, okay. Microwave, oven. Contagious, illness. Contagious illness, okay, is an illness that spread quickly, okay, from one person, for example, to another person. As an example, coronavirus is a contagious illness. Okay, 9, complete the following exchanges. I have a terrible toothache. Okay, so here the person is like, okay, so what will his friend tell him in this situation? For example, you should see a dentist. Okay. In the second situation, we have, can I use your tablet, please? What can you tell the person? For example, of course you can. So here, if you agree to give your tablet to her, if you don't agree, you can say, sorry, I'm sorry, I can't because I have some personal information in it, so I cannot give it to you. If you agree, you can say, of course, or yes, sure, okay, or definitely yes. Okay, so there are many expressions that you can use here. Now let's move to writing. Write a letter to Jennifer and give her some pieces of advice to help her lose weight. Do you remember Jennifer? Okay, that we have just seen in the text? She is suffering from overweight. So what kind of advice can you give her? First, when you give a person a piece of advice, make sure that you use these expressions. For example, you should, you ought to, you'd better, you'd rather, or I advise you to. Do you remember the pieces of advice that the doctor gave Jennifer? He told her what? Yeah, he told her that she should eat more vegetables and fruits, and eat less junk food, less sugar, less fries, and she should exercise more, okay? So you can tell the person, for example, I advise you to drink a lot of water, or you should eat healthy food. You'd better give up eating junk food, or you should go jogging, for example. So let's see an example. Dear Jennifer, I hope you're doing well. Don't worry too much about your weight. You can still lose it if you just give up eating junk food and between meals. Instead, you should eat healthy food and drink a lot of water. Also, you'd better work out. For example, workout here, it means exercise or practice sport, okay? For example, you can go jogging or just walk 30 minutes a day to get rid of calories. That's all what you need to do. Just follow my pieces of advice and you will get good results. Keep in touch. Okay, so when you write your letter, make sure that you start with salutation, okay? And then you give the reason of why you're writing your letter and also give enough arguments, okay? And at the end, the signature, okay? So you can come up with different ideas. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Thank you very much. And please stay at home and keep safe.